Hey everybody, what's that sound? It's a musical car. It's the hit sensation across the nation with an up-and-coming star. You see me riding every day, I'm never too far. It's just a musical car.
You are watching Jeff's musical car again with Mike Biggar.
Again.
Couldn't hold back. Had to get back here.
I have returned.
Yes, as you said you would.
Yes, indeed. I said I'd do it, and I did it.
Yeah.
There.
And we're here because we're gonna go all in on another episode.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So adventure continues. The dream lives on.
The dream lives on, and the struggle is real, and yeah, all of those idioms.
Yeah. So tell me about this latest album. You kind of do a bit of experimenting, maybe in a few different ways.
Well, the new album is, I'm really, really pleased about it, and it's kind of the result of some subtle but sort of significant musical shifts, somewhat. That's a bit of a car joke shift.
But
bit of a transmission joke there, Grant, eh?
Not bad,
I'm doing
Mike.
material here. I'm doing
Yeah,
material.
yeah.
So, so for me, I sort of grew up in sort of a gospel music and then sort of subsequently sort of blues and, sort of a soulful kind of upbringing. That's kind of what formed up kind of my musical skills. And so this album for me is sort of, sort of shifting towards that again.
Right.
And so there's a little more emphasis on kind of roots and blues. And there's still some elements that are similar to some of what we did on Feels Like Now on the last album.
Right.
But it's a bit of a change, and so the metaphor, I guess, is in one sense a reference of the title, that is to say, Go All In is a bit of a metaphor pertaining to sort of musically diving into sort of owning the style of music that I am most familiar and comfortable with, I suppose, and also it's sort of a reference to career. And then there's that time that I just dove headfirst into that giant birthday cake that, it was sort of an embarrassing situation, but I thought I'd better own that as well, so go all in.
Makes sense. So what song are you gonna play today?
Well, one of the things that I'm really happy about on the new album is that I once again had the chance to co-write with some great people, and on this album I have written with a couple of good East Coast friends. Chris Kirby and I wrote a song called Playdate on it, and Charlie Acord, who's been a great friend for a number of years now, wonderful blues guy, of course. Charlie and I wrote a tune that is on the album, and actually on the album Charlie plays the guitars on this song, but we have the...
He couldn't make it today. He doesn't do back seats.
He doesn't get in the back seats of SUVs with me, but that's...
He actually did at one episode.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That was a one-off.
Not with me in the car, he didn't.
It wouldn't be a Mike Biggar episode without Grant.
Well, there's an episode out there, but it's on a cell phone camera, and it's not really anything that... It's not an all-ages show, okay?
Right.
That's all we're going to say about that.
Leave it at that.
So anyway, I thought we'd do the song that Charlie and I wrote together, and I'm really pleased, as always, to have my great compadre Grant Heckman here, wonderful guitar player, and when I said, how about the chance to climb into the back seat of an SUV and be cramped up your arse with two guitars and me yelling in your face where you can smell my breakfast breath,
Let me at it.
he couldn't turn it down. So this is a song called Love and Insanity.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, man, thanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did it build over time? How did we end up here? Why were there no warning signs? Standing on this edge now, to point
pieces of the truth, yeah, yeah, yeah. Those pieces of me that you won't recognize. Hey, girl, I got no excuse for the crazy things I do. It's just where I've been lately, darling. No reason and no rhyme. Walking the fine line between love and insanity. I know what I do can be confusing to you, but is it insane to hope love remains? Yeah. Hey, girl, I got no excuse for the crazy things I do. Darling, no reason and no rhyme. Walking the fine line between love and insanity. Between love and
Nailed it like veteran car performers.
Not my first time rolling around in the back of a SUV with my guitar playing away.
Yeah. So I gotta ask, the ECMA's East Coast Music Week in St. John, that must have just been a dream.
It was fantastic. It's the first time I've ever attended it when it was in my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, on top of the fact that, person after person that I spoke with and what I've read on, social media and stuff, I mean, there are so many people saying that they really felt like it set a new benchmark for quality as far as a conference went. But I mean, beyond that, there's just the great magic of kind of having it in the hometown, and I was so proud of all of the volunteers and people, many friends who were taking part as volunteers, and Chuck Teed and Lisa Gribbins as co-chairs for the LOC. They did such a wonderful job. And I know that the board chair I spoke with, he was just thrilled with it, and executive director Andy, he was really happy. So yeah, it was fantastic, and it was, man, oh man, it's so great to be able to kind of, brag up your hometown and all that.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time. 15 years is a long time since it was in St. John.
Mm-hmm.
But the city has changed quite a lot, and it seemed like we were ready, Grant, weren't we?
We were.
You were, anyway.
It really opens up the door to getting more people involved in the local music scene. You kind of get those fringe people that maybe might not go see a band, and then their buddies like, oh, come on, it's East Coast Music
That's
Week,
true,
let's go check
yeah.
it out. And then all of a sudden you have new fans to all these bands that kind of do these tours around New Brunswick.
That's true, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And that's right. And so the whole province of New Brunswick does get, I think, put on display whenever it's in New Brunswick, wherever it is, Moncton, Fredericton, wherever it is.
Yeah, for sure.
It does always provide a bit of a buoyancy, you might say, for or a girlancy. We're not going to be
We're not going to be gender
gender
specific.
exclusive. That's right. So no, absolutely. And there were stuffed rooms everywhere. I mean, everywhere you went, there were loads of people out, and so it was great. It was a really great year, and so we had a lot of fun playing. Grant played. He was up for an ECMA with his blues band, the Honey Boys.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Didn't win this time.
Well, that's all right. You've got their number.
Yeah.
So it was fantastic. Yeah.
That's great.
And I'm excited. The new album came out. My new album came out just in March, so it came out too late to
Still
for
new.
consideration
Still has the
for-
new smell.
Does it? New album smell?
Yeah. Love it.
If only you could package that into a spray.
Yeah.
Go back with all my old Christmas albums and spray them with
The
new
crack
album
cases.
smell. So I'm on the road a bit coming up. I was in Ontario for 2 or 3 weeks just after the album came out, and then I'm heading to Newfoundland in May for a couple of weeks, and then the summer is here, of course, and some touring ahead back to Ontario eventually, and on the road a lot.
Yeah, on the road again.
Are you coming with me?
I know. Not unless the shows are in a car.
That was fairly succinct.
Yeah. I think that's already been thought of before.
People can listen to the album too if they go to MikeBiggar.com. You can there's a link there under the music tab. You can listen to the whole album.
Great.
On the record label's Bandcamp page, so you can stream it there, and obviously you can buy it on all the platforms and so on and so forth.
Or pick it up at a show.
I expect not to see you selling that copy that I gave you later, though.
You'll be checking Kijiji Mountain.
Yeah. For sale, 1 coffee cup toaster.
All right, well, I'm going to get you guys back. I'm going to go eat some lunch because I do that usually every day at lunch.
Did you bring enough for the whole class?
No.
Well,
I'll give you some good recommendations.
On this budget,
some good eats.
We're going to be eating. There's a half a granola bar on the ground back here on the floor.
Yeah, you can have that.
Okay.
So that's it for this episode. Just Musical Car, Mike Biggar with Grant joining us along as usual, and perhaps we'll do this again sometime.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate it.
No problem. See you next time.